Former Labour leader Jeremy Corbyn is getting ready to chair what he's calling a tribunal into alleged British complicity in Israel's war in Gaza. The event will look at the UK's legal responsibilities and whether there's any evidence of covert support for Israel. It comes after Mr Corbyn failed to get a private bill through the Commons, which would have set up an official independent inquiry into the matter. I'm delighted to say he joins me here in studio. I introduce you as the former Labour leader because we don't have the name of your party yet.
Well, it's coming. At the moment, it's yourparty.uk. That may well end up being the name. I don't know. We are polling our supporters. And
do we know when we'll have the title?
November we'll be doing the conference. It's
okay.
Going very well. 700,000 people signed up already.
There we go. Well, we look forward to that and the name and getting your introduction right. I could hear you say, grimace as I said former Labour leader, so my apologies for that.
That's fine.
Tell us about what you hope will come out of what you're calling your tribunal.
As you said in your introduction, that I put forward a private member's bill to set up a Chilcot-style inquiry into British policy in relation to Gaza. This didn't get through. It was blocked at the second reading stage by the government. I wasn't very surprised by that. So what we've done today is assembled a panel of two academics with myself to listen to evidence for 2 days. We've got Francesca Albanese giving evidence. We've got a lot of constitutional lawyers giving evidence, and we're having direct evidence from Gaza and the West Bank of people who will explain what the situation is. But the crucial area is British policy. British arms sales to Israel, the use of the RAF base at Akrotiri, and the overflying of Gaza by RAF planes, which have collected an enormous amount of data. Very unclear where all that's gone. I've asked repeatedly questions about this in the Commons, and the last answer I got from David Lammy was that they were apparently supposed to be assisting hostage release. Well, it's very unclear how 400 flights can assist hostage release when those hostages are probably being held underground.
David Lammy's been on this programme and sort of said pretty explicitly, since it was about a year or so ago almost now, maybe 9 months ago, that there haven't been any arms sales.
Well, he says there's no arms sales, and take it in a wider context. First of all, arms sales went up after 23, went up considerably, and since Sir Keir Starmer became Prime Minister, they went up again. Then they went down, and then they did suspend arms sales, except the supply of component parts for the F-35 jets. But also, in his answer in the Commons on Monday, there was a very interesting use of words by Mr Lammy. What he said was, we will not sell arms that could be used in Gaza. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? No more surveillance equipment? I don't know what it means. It was a very interesting caveat placed into it. My concern is that we may well be still supplying stuff. And also, they will not answer what's going on at RAF Akrotiri, which many observers there believe is a transit point for weapons, both from Britain and the USA and other countries. But the F-35 components are essential for the plane to fly. 15% of them are made in Britain.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, some would say there's broader national security implications, obviously, that need to be weighed up. But more broadly, with this tribunal, do you acknowledge that it's not a democratic gathering, it's not an official judicial gathering?
Absolutely. It's not the official inquiry I wanted. I wanted an official inquiry. What it is a hearing in which we've invited people with particular knowledge and expertise to come. It will all be published, it'll all be online, and it's live today, all day and all day tomorrow. It will help the debate to understand what Britain's involvement is, because we are witnessing something that I'm sure you, like me, find horrific to watch. Children starving to death in real time, live on television. And we, Britain, has supplied a lot of weapons that have been used to destroy so much of civilian life in Gaza.
I was looking through the people you've got coming. I mean, I presume you invited the Israelis to come.
Everyone's invited, but they haven't come. Yeah.
So just wanted to double check that. It'd be good to have you back on afterwards and to hear your take on it. Can I just quickly ask you, I know she's an old friend and ally of you, do you think Angela Rayner should resign?
I'm more worried But housing policy, I'm more worried about overcrowding. I'm more worried about the lack of regulation of the private rented sector. And it's a sort of truism of British politics that the whole media story, the whole of Parliament becomes obsessed with her personal living arrangements and whatever property she owns or doesn't own, and diverts conveniently away from the issue that Parliament should be addressing, which is the hundreds of thousands of people in desperate need of good quality housing.
Well, I agree we should be focused on that more often than not. I guess it's the point of a housing minister, housing tax, from a party that is putting up taxes, perhaps legitimately, and she's underpaid tax.
It's a bit odd that she's given advice that she doesn't need to pay, that she's given some second advice she does need to pay. I find that strange.
If she's fired from the party, would you welcome her to yours?
I don't think she's any plans to join, but obviously anyone is very free to join our party, and we welcome them all because we've already got 700,000, which is about 3 times the size of the Labour Party.
And if she's fired for this, that wouldn't stop her from joining your party. That it's not enough to not want her as part of it.
Well, if she's removed as a minister, she then resumes being a backbench Labour MP, but she's still deputy leader of the party. I'm not quite sure what Keir Starmer plans to do about that, because you cannot remove the deputy leader of the Labour Party other than by their resignation or a challenge, electoral challenge against them. I found this out when I was leader of the party, when Tom Watson was my deputy.
Do you have any advice for Keir Starmer how he should handle this?
My advice to Keir Starmer is deal with the issues of poverty, homelessness and unregulated private rented sector, and tell Angela Rayner, concentrate on that job. You've got a huge responsibility of dealing with the crisis that affects so many people in our country.
One final quick question, talking about your party and people that are welcome. Do you hope and plan to work with the Greens as opposed to against them?
We are going to be, obviously, well, we are a party in our own right. We will cooperate with others, as we do in Parliament now through the Independent Alliance. And yes, of course, we'll cooperate with the Greens at a local level and I'm sure at a wider level as well, because whilst they are a different party, they have different priorities in many ways, there are also areas that we can happily work together on. And indeed, at local level, independent councillors, broadly of the left, often work with the Greens in local authorities to very good effect.
I know we're out of time. Arsenal going to win the league this year?
Yes, of course. Well, why do you even ask the question? It's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, well, we would have said that for the last 14 years. We'd be wrong. So.
I've been saying it for even longer than that.
Yeah, exactly.